then you'll have to just take it the next day. You can show it back up. Yeah, no big deal. All right, so looking at this first one, okay, it's real simple, real easy. You have to be familiar with this bell curve. This is called the normal distribution. I want you to write that down somewhere right now. Copy it down. Time to go to work, Logan. Yep, you need to draw it because you're going to use this for the first 30 problems. No. Half of it is. The other half is matrices, which you guys should have no problems with. How many of you have any difficulties with matrices at the end? The big thing is you got to know the order of operations, right? And if you know the order of operations, if you have three matrices, and you have a minus and one between one and a plus at the, which one do you have to do? You got to work left to right. Okay. This is the one that you guys had the most difficulties with. That's why we're going over today.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's easy. It really is. Tomorrow, yes, for sure. I suggest you take good notes today.
I'm dying. I can't wait for school to be over. It's seriously been real. I don't.
Okay, I need some time to get through. I need some time to get through these. Can we get going?
I'm ready. Let's
Okay.
get her done.
You keep like adding
Let's
stuff.
get her done.
All right. Okay, so normal distribution has a mean of 416. All right, so where does the 416 go? It goes, it's this middle dotted line right here, right?
Sure.
So for me personally, I like writing 416 at the very top of that bell curve or distribution. Okay, and then it has a standard deviation of 55. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, the next line right here is going to be 55 less than 416. Right? That's what your little formula down here tells you that it is. And so all I have to do is take 416 and subtract 55, which gives me what? How much? 351. Sorry, 361. Okay, then what's the next line? Right here, what's that next line? 3. Okay, now is there another line? There is. It's right here, right? Even though you can't see it, one of the reasons why is because your line, your curve approaches the x-axis. My values get smaller and smaller, right? Okay, so there's this portion out here that accounts for how much percent? It's what? 0.2%. You might want to write that in there, because you're going to have to use it to figure your other percentages. So we essentially say we don't normally go that far. I mean, sometimes we do, so we just take that 0.2 and add it to the 2.3 and make it 2.5. Right? Okay. All right, so going in the other direction. Okay? What's my next number going up? 471.
No, you add 34 to it.
55. Okay, my next line would be how much? 524. Is that right? I'm having a hard time hearing over the fan.
526.
526, okay. Okay, and then this line out here would be and that it may or may not come into account. All right. So my first problem, it wants to find the range of values. Find the range of values that represent the middle 99.7%. Well, the middle 99.7 is from there to there. So it's this line right here, all this into this area, and then all that. Okay? Okay, so we're going from which line? We're going from this line right here to this line. Okay, now, I already got the upper end. Hello, you guys want me to pay attention because this will help answer some other questions. What's my upper end? Okay, so the upper is 581. That's the number right there. Okay, I need to find my lower, okay, which is that number right there. How would I find it?
306 minus 55.
306 minus 55, which is what?
461.
No, just subtract it. 251. Okay, so my values that represent 99% of the distribution, that's my lower end. I put an inequality just like that. What goes in the middle? And then put another inequality. What's my upper number? 581. Write this down. You guys need to be writing, taking good notes. You got a great opportunity to raise your grade, big time.
Like, if you have 79, would you get an A? Well, I'll probably have
Well, there's a good chance, maybe.
There's a lot of grades where I got 100 on it.
Yeah,
So I have
my internet was down all week.
Really?
It was down over the week, and we didn't get it fixed till like Sunday night. It finally come on. So,
I know I probably have like an 83 or something like that. It's all grades.
so I've got the trial thing going on next couple of days, so hopefully I can get it put in next couple of days. Matter of fact, I got to take off after this class. Okay, so now the next one, number 2. What percent of the data will be less than 361? Well, where's 361, guys? Erase some of this.
Oh, it'll be add all that stuff.
Okay, so 361 is right here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and it wants everything that's less than or greater than that.
Less than
So that includes
everything to the
all of this. So basically, all you're going to do, let me change the highlighter. That includes this all the way to the end. And don't forget, we have to include what portion? The 0.2, right? We essentially just say that that tail end right there and this portion right here is just basically what? 2.5. Okay, that's standard. Everybody with me?
yeah.
Okay, so now I just essentially take the 13.5% and I'm going to add the 2.5, which gives me 16%. I mean, that's seems pretty simple. Yes, no, Kendall, you getting this down?
Yeah, I'm in there already.
Good. Don't shake your head. I got to check. That's my job. All right, I'm going to do my job. Okay. Even if I have to babysit you guys, I'm going to do my job. Rock on. Once you're ready to come up. Any questions about those two? Pretty simple, right?
Yes.
Okay, next one. Number of texts sent per day by a sample of 811 teams is normally distributed with a mean of 38 and a standard deviation of 7. Now, here's what you have to understand. This is a standard normal distribution that's figured for how much? 100%. Right? Okay, now, this would work if I were doing 100 teams, right? But I'm doing 811 teams. So I'm going to have to figure some things a little bit different. Is everybody clear on that? Okay, so the first thing I want to do is figure out what my deviation is. I don't even have to really do that. Because why? What am I doing? I'm going to grade it tomorrow, right? Okay. Okay, what's my mean here? What's my middle number right there? 38. Okay, so what I want to do here is figure my other lines here. Basically my x values or my z lines. Okay, so my next number going to the right is how much? 45, right? Because my deviation is 7, right? Going to the left, it's going to be 31. Okay, what's the next line going that way? 24. Now, can I stop? Because what's it asking for? Between what? 24 and 38. So I can stop because that accounts for this part and this part. Everybody with me so far? Okay, so what I have to do here is I have to take those percentages, okay?
Where'd you get the 31?
What's 38 minus 7? Okay. I'm going to take those percentages and I'm going to add those two together. Which gives me roughly about 47.5%. Okay, now, that's only accounts for 100 people per se. Does that make sense? So what I have to do now is I'm going to take my 811 and I'm going to multiply that by the 47. Which gives me how much? Use your calculator. Do it on your calculator. How much? Well, yeah, because this is a percentage, right? So if I'm going to multiply it times the regular number, I got to move my decimal 2 spots to the left, right?
I got 385.
Okay, now, let's talk about this. Because that's not going to be one of your answer choices on the test. Now, why is it not going to be one of your answer choices? Okay, but we're talking about people. You got to round up or round down?
Round down.
You got to round up. You still have to account for the 2 tenths. So I have to round up. So my actual answer is going to be 386. Okay, even though I have 2 tenths, not possible to have the 2 tenths of a person, but I still have to account for it. Is everybody clear on that?
Yep.
Okay. Right. Probability. When I'm talking about probability, what am I trying to find? I'm trying to find the percent. Everybody clear on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so again, it's less than 45 techs. So where's 45 on my curve, my distribution? So I'm going to erase some of this. 45 is right here. And I want to go
To the left.
less than, so I have to include all of this portion to the left. Okay? So now, all I need to do here is just add these percents. Or, I could take 100 and minus the not just 13, but yeah. I could do it that way. Is everybody clear on that?
That includes the 0.2, right?
Are you gonna leave now? You wanna wait? Yeah, that includes the 0.2. Okay, now if you want to, I mean, if you want to, on your distribution, when you draw it, I would recommend that you draw it on your test.
Mm-hmm.
I would just, instead of writing 2.35, I would just change that to what? 2.5.
2.50
You see what I'm saying? 2.5. It's 2.5. Because it's not quite 0.2, but it just kind of rounds up to that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. All the textbooks, though, you know, they just take count for 2.5. Okay, but it gets to the point where it's so minuscule that it doesn't even make a difference. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because this line just keeps approaching the x-axis. So eventually you're going to have 0.00000000010 or whatever. Yeah. And it's not even so little that you're not even factoring it in. Okay, so just add, you got 68%, 13.5%, and then 2.5%. Add those up. Good?
Yep.
Okay. Let's look at these real quick. These should be pretty easy. I know some of you guys will want to use your calculator, and that's fine. I don't care. Here's the problem that you run into. Okay? It's okay if you're looking for what?
Z.
You're looking for Z, which is already isolated. It's by itself. Okay, so now if you're just looking for the Z value and you want to use your calculator, you got to make sure that you put what around this top part? Parentheses. And so what I included is a little line there. That's what it should look like when you plug it into your calculator. Hello, you guys with me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, you guys stay with me. Because if you don't do it like that, it's going to give you a syntax error. Or it's going to just divide your mean first, and then it's going to subtract last, which will give you a different value. Everybody clear on that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So now, it just becomes a matter of plugging everything in. 81 is my x. My mean is 89 here. My deviation is 11.5. Somebody do that on the calculator for me.
Negative 0.7.
It don't get any simpler than that. Okay? Same thing with the other side.
Are you going to have the formula on the test, boys?
Yeah, I should. I'll have it in this form though. I won't have it like.
Oh.
I mean, it's so easy to remember.
That's the yeah.
What's this one? It's pretty simple, isn't it? Okay. All right, how are these two different than the previous one? It's asking you to find a different one. So we're looking for x, which is right there. Now, I can use my calculator to a certain point. But you're going to have to rearrange some things in this formula to get your answer.
That sounds like an answer.
So I'm going to start out with my z, which is 1.38. We don't know our x, so we're going to leave it minus 68.9, and then all over 6.6. Okay, so now how do I solve for x? On both sides, right? So I gotta do the fraction by multiplying by its denominator. And I gotta do that on both sides. Okay, with 6.6 times negative 1.38.
Negative 9.1.
Okay, then those two cancel.
And then you kind of divide there.
Not division. It's subtraction right here on this side. What's the inverse?
Add 68 plus 9.
Okay, now, I may include this on the test, so you have to pay attention to it. I need to change my equal sign to a,
Squiggly equal sign.
okay, because we're dealing with what?
Round.
Decimals, right? Okay, what's that gonna be? 58?
51.1.
How much?
59.1.
Okay.
Approximately.
Yeah, approximately.
Okay. But you understand why I'm changing the equal sign, right?
Yeah.
Anytime we did it? Yeah. Anytime we deal with measurement, decimals, whatever, everything's an approximation. Okay? Alright, same thing over here. My z is
So how many questions should be on this test?
About 30.
I'm sorry.
what would be my first step here? Could I do something before that first? Could I go ahead and subtract these two?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what would that be?
Negative 7.4.
Really, Logan? Whatever. Okay, and then I have to do what?
Now you multiply it.
Everybody with me so far? Okay, so now those two cancel. Now, I could rewrite this if I wanted to, but I just know my next step is to divide by that. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then if you want to, you can rewrite it down here. Four, is it 4? Or
Wait.
3 point something?
Would it not have ended up with negative 2.40 plus the little sign, and then equals 7. Negative 7.4.
It's negative
Well, yeah.
3.08.
I just skipped a step. Did I lose
But
you?
when you have subtracted it, you
Yeah, because you're multiplying here. What is this? Anybody tell me?
Negative, and then positive 3.083 repeating.
Squiggly line.
Pretty simple. Okay. All right. Pay attention. Get locked in on this one. It's probably the most difficult part about your whole test. Okay? You guys remember that this is how much percent? It's 100%. Right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Hello, lock in.
Yeah.
It's 100%. So I could equate this to like, say, 100 samples, couldn't I? Okay. Here's the problem that you have though. What's our sample? What's the size of my sample set here? 925. Okay, so I have to make some modifications here. I can still use this normal distribution, okay, to get some of my values. Everybody with me? Okay, so here's what I need to do first. Let's figure what my deviations are and see if I can match them up. What's my mean?
1.8.
1.8. Okay, and then my next deviation is what? Okay, what's my next one? What's my next line going to be? If my deviation is 0.5. 2.3. What is it going back to the left? 1.3. Right? And then it's what? 0.8. What is it going one more that way?
2.8.
2.8. Good. Okay, so now if you notice the 2 kind of falls in between, doesn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's about right in there, isn't it? Yeah. Everybody with me so far? Okay, so I want to find all the values that are less than 2. So everybody with me?
Yeah.
So that includes, okay, from this green, that green dotted line, all of this portion here. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, first thing I'm going to do is I got to find my z value. That's the dotted line in there. Okay? You guys pay attention. Quit jacking around. Pay attention. I got to find my z line. Okay? Where is my percentage? You guys with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so my x is going to be what? We don't know. Or, yeah, we do. I'm sorry. What's my x going to be? Well, do I know where it starts? Starts at 2, doesn't it? So can I use that in my z value?
Yes.
2 goes there, minus my mean, which is 1.8, over my deviation, which is
0.5.
0.5. Okay, somebody do that on your calculator real quick. Okay. Here's where it gets a little tricky. So everybody look up here. Pay attention. Would everybody agree that I just found that line right there?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is essentially that line right there. And watch me. You guys watch. You look up here, and a lot of this will make sense. I want all the portion that's what?
To the left one.
Below it.
Yeah, less than.
Okay, so would this number be my upper, or would it be my lower? Okay, so write that down. This is my upper end right here. Which is 0.4. Okay? Now, I'm going all the way, hello, watch. I'm going all the way to the left, right?
Yeah.
Now, my scale only goes to 3 deviations, right?
Yeah.
But in all actuality, it goes further, right? Okay, can I include u minus 4? And that would pretty much cover the rest of the portion. Is everybody with me? So my lower end is going to be minus 4. That's my lower deviation. Write that down. And that's just standard because I'm going left of the 2. Is everybody with me? If I were going right of the 2, and I didn't have a top number, what would my top number be? It'd be positive 4, wouldn't it? Because I'm going 4 deviations from the mean. Here I'm going all the way out to minus 4 deviations from the mean. Is everybody clear on that? Okay, even though I only have how many numbers up here? I just have 1. So it's essentially, it's what? All my values that are greater than -4, but less than what? 2. Is everybody with me so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, this gets really simple. Take your calculator. Anybody remember what the buttons were? You got to remember. Okay, or you're not going to do very good. Where's my calculator? Okay, so go to your calculator. Now you can go one or two directions here. Okay, I can draw it. Let me check this real quick. Okay, I can, yeah, no, we're not going to do all 60. I'm just going to do about the first 20. Okay, so I can go two different ways here. I can go second VRS, and you should get distribution, but that's your bell curve. Okay? And then you can also draw it. However you want to do it. It doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to show you both ways. Now, what do I want? Do I want 1 or do I want 2 here? I want 2. Okay, so I'm going to hit 2 because we want the PDF. We want the CDF, okay? Because that's right. Well, I'll show you the picture part. Now, what did we say that our lower number was going to be? Since I'm going to the left, my low is what? -4, so that's good. Now on y'all's screen, you won't have this, will you? Okay, you'll have normal, CDF, parenthesis, so my first number should be -4, comma, right? Hit the comma, and then your top number is going to be what? What did we say our top number was? It's 0.4, right? So now I can go through here, hit enter, 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 all the way to the end. Okay? And if you notice, if you get enter, you should have a decimal right below it, right? With the dotted line. What does this number represent? What am I trying to find, guys? The probability, right? So if I move that decimal 2 spots to the right, that gives me 65.5%.
Would you round up on that?
You could, probably wouldn't hurt. Just realize that that may or may not be one of your answer choices. Okay? Okay? Now the other way, if you want to do it the other way, no big deal. Okay, I'm going to hit second VARS, but I'm going to go to draw this time. And it says shade norm. Okay, so hit the shade norm. Again, what is my lower? -4. What's my upper? And if you notice, it says the area. That's your percentage right there. Exactly. Okay. Okay, so now look at this one. This next part. I'm going to erase this. Can I erase it? Yes. Okay. Pay attention here. 1.3, what was that last number?
It was, yeah.
Okay, so now we want to find between 1 and 3. So now what is it giving me that it didn't give me before? It's giving me the lower end, right? Okay, which is probably somewhere right in here. because it's 1, right? Where's 3 at? Well, it's probably right out here. Is everybody with me? Okay, so this will be my lower. You may want to write that. Or not. This will be my lower. The 3 would be my upper. Okay, now, can I input those two numbers into the calculator? Or do I have to figure first? The z value, right? Okay, so z minus, or z equals 1 minus 1.8 divided by 0.5. And then for the upper end, instead of 1, I'm going to use 3. Write it down.
First one's negative
1.6.
You got 2.4.
Okay, so second VARS. I'm going to go to number 2. My lower, we said, was what? My upper was
The other one was negative 1.6.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So I got on this.
Okay. So it's going to be roughly about how much? 93.7% or 94%? Okay. Normal distribution, very similar to 1 through 4. What's my mean?
The mean is 1,
And that goes in the middle. That's my middle dash line. 1 deviation to the right. So you take 29.3 add 6.7. Wait, is that right? I don't know.
Probably.
It's going up.
I don't think so.
Not 36.
36.
Correct.
Okay, and then one more.
Um,
42.7. Everybody with me so far? Didn't lose anybody. Back on to the left. What is it?
22.6.
How about that again?
42.6.
Okay, next one.
15.9.
Okay, one more time. 50 or 15?
15.
Okay. Okay, now, wants to know the outside 5%. Where's the outside 5% here? Get it from here on out, and then from that line on out.
Okay.
Is that right?
You got it.
Okay, so it's gonna have two different answers here. I have to use that number, so it's all my x values that are less than right? Hello. You better pay attention. It's all the numbers that are that way, right? But it's also all the numbers that are, which is what? 42. Okay, is it greater than or less than? Greater than, right? There's some.
We're not doing this whole package yet, are we?
Holy cow, dude.
Did you say something about that? I'm not hearing that.
Yeah.
Okay, what you said about
You'll have to check with somebody else, DJ.
I gotta get this done. Alright, I'm trying to get as many that I can get done before bell rings, alright? Okay. Alright, number 12. What percent of the data will be between 22.6 and, so it's asking for a percent. 42.7 is outlined right there. 22.6 is right here. So how would I find that? Yeah, just add. So basically 30.34 is 68. And then add the 13.5. Whatever that is. Okay? Okay. Number of visits to a gym per year by a sample of 522 members, normally distributed, with a mean of 88, the standard deviation 19. Okay, now, again, remember, this is only for 100%, right? Or 100 people or 100 samples. Okay. All right, so first thing is that 88 in the middle.
107 to the right.
126. All right, going to the left. 50. Okay, so my first problem is asking for at least what? Okay, now you understand that these numbers are the number of times people are showing up, right? Okay, so at least 50, here's where it gets a little tricky. At least 50, which means everything has to be. Okay, so I'm looking for
50 is the minimum.
50 is the minimum, so that means I'm looking for everything
To the right. Plus that 2.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so, or we could just say 2.5%, right? Okay. So now what I'm going to do here, I need to include all that portion size. Now, that's just for 100%. Everybody with me? I actually have 522 members. Okay?
Yes.
So, let's see, 68 plus what? What's 13.5 and 13.5? 27?
Yes.
And then I have to include the 2.5, right?
Yeah.
How much is that? 97?
97.
Okay.
98.
I would probably use 97.5. Okay.
Why is it supposed to run?
Well, you're not supposed to. You don't necessarily have to.
Just get that to this.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There's no rule that says you have to round up. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's figured for 100%, right? And I'm going to take this, move my decimal 2 spots, bring my 522 members, multiply those two together, which gives me what? It's going to be a big number, isn't it? It's going to be a big number, right? Because this counts for 96%. Point what?
5 or
508.95. Okay, so I can say 509 is my actual answer. Right? Okay, so what's the probability? Probably the same thing as percent. That a member selected at random went to the gym more than 145. Where's 145 at? It's the very last one out here, right? So that would account for how much? 2%. All right, that's the very far edges out there. So about 0.2%, right? Now, don't make a mistake saying 2%. It's not 2%. It's a big difference. 0.2%. Big difference.
you could do extra stuff.
Do I need to do those?
No, those three.
Why is it such a goofball today?
Well, I just said this was the end. What are we doing?
It's such a goofball today.
Let's do some of these.
I didn't think it was gonna look so easy. I just want to know. I can't tell you that.
Yeah. The way you act sometimes.
Wow.
Okay. You want me to work this one real quick?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, this is one of the harder ones.
Yeah, let's do
Okay. Okay, so my middle. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, what's my next one?
8.5. And then 8.8. And then on the other side, it's going to be 7.9. 7.6.
Do I need the last one?
No.
Now you might want to put it. Alright. Okay, so where does the 8 fall?
And
Like, just a
something
little
like
bit
in the middle,
to
like to the left. Yeah,
I'm right in there, right?
Right.
Okay, so I need to find left of that line or to the right of that line.
Like in between, oh, sorry.
To the right.
It's making me sound dumb.
To the
I was
right.
saying in the middle of like 7.9.
Where's my X?
It's
Which way is the inequality pointing?
It's pointing to the
It's
left.
less
right?
than
It's less
Okay, so I didn't go to the left, right?
oh, I'm so sure I'm right.
You guys are gonna be in trouble. I don't hear no crying and whining. Oh my God, I don't know what's going on. When you fail,
Oh, you haven't even been here.
okay? You guys are like, oh, Coach Morris, what can I do to raise my grade? I don't know what to do. Do better on your test.
I'm just
Would you guys rather I just be done?
So we should do it to the left of the.
I'm listening. I don't know what you talking smack.
Are we adding all that up?
You guys tell me where I go from here.
Alright, we gonna add.
2.5 plus 13.5%.
No.
Are you gonna be gone all this week? I heard you say something.
Hey, look, if you're just gonna just leave if you're gonna keep interrupting, because we're trying to get through these problems. I mean, seriously. Because this silliness is starting to get on everybody's nerves, not just me. People want to get through this, but we keep having all these silly interruptions. So if you guys just want to keep doing that, just go ahead and leave, please.
H or upper.
Okay? I'm being serious. Well, just go sit in the office, because I don't want to deal with it anymore. I'd like to move on.
You make H or upper, right?
You're close. Am I gonna have it upper or lower here? Or what do I know? Do I know the upper or do I know the lower?
You know you're upper.
You know the,
Okay. Because it's pointing to the X. That's gonna include all the values to the left of that, right? Okay, so what's my lower number gonna be? It's standard normal for all of these. It'll be -4, good. Okay, so my lower is -4. I can just get that out of the way right now. Look at number 20. If you notice, which way is the inequality pointing to?
to the right.
It's actually pointing to the number. So it's all my values that are greater.
7.5.
Okay, so that makes that my lower. Hello, you guys with us?
Yeah, okay, 7.5 to the lower.
Okay, so now what would my upper be on that side?
Lower. 24? Oh, no, not 24, I'm sorry.
Who said that? Be +4, wouldn't it? Okay, +4 would be my upper. Okay, this is my upper over here. That's this line right here. Okay, so now I got to figure my z values. 8 minus over 0.3. Over here, got to find my upper z value.
What is it? 8 minus 8.2?
That's my mean, isn't it?
Yes.
-0.66 should be.
No, 0.66. Yeah.
So you guys need to go from there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what's my next step? Once I find my z values, then I just plug it into my what?
When I plug the different cadence in
Negative 2.323333 on the one on the right.
Okay, z, what is this one first?
That one is negative 0.666, repeating until it goes to 7%.
Okay, so I'm just going to use those two.
0.66 and then the other
This one is
negative 2.33.
Is this one negative?
yes.
Yeah, they're both negative.
That one's negative?
Yeah. Negative or positive force? I think it was positive.
No. Because everything is to the left of that number, right? So what my -4 needs to be my lower.
Yeah, I was thinking the other one. Greater than 40.
So it's what?
0.3 or 0.25?
No. We're looking for what? The percentage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be 25.45 or 25.5. Or, I'm sorry, 25.5. Okay? Now we do it for the other side.
So that's for 19.
That was for number 19. It was, yeah, negative 2.33, and the upper was 4%. So 99 point, yeah, it's 99%. What's the P stand for? Like, on where it says the number.
Probability. P stands for probability. That's a percentage. Okay, look at your matrices. Look at those real quick. Is there any of those that you want me to work? Okay, don't take it for granted. I mean, we got time, so if you want to work.
Those are actually probably one of the easiest things that I've done.
Okay, but listen to me. We have the time, so don't take things for granted. Yeah, I mean, you see what I'm saying? I mean,
Are those bias questions gonna be on there?
I know I'm not gonna have any bias on there. Now, some of the bias will be on the block exam, but we'll go over those questions. Okay, we'll have. If we take the test tomorrow, we'll have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Monday, and then you guys will have Saturday and Sunday to study for your block exam.
And then we start Monday and Tuesday the next week.
Right?
Wednesday is the test, isn't it? Is the block exam?
Well, you guys won't have.
Wait, so
I don't think you'll have Tuesday.
Will the block exam review be bonus points turned in?
So we're taking block review next.
Yeah, we could do that.
We can.
Yeah, because it's going to be, the test will be different than it. So yeah.
So we're taking this next week.
So essentially, yes. No,
No, it's
we're
Friday.
taking this one tomorrow.
Okay, no, this one's tomorrow, yes, but the block exam is,
Next Wednesday.
oh, I'm not repeating it.
We better take it early then.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get it in there. Or not, take it out.
Yeah, just take it early.
I've already talked to your dad. Just talk to your dad.
What do you say? You can give it to me early? That's what he told me.
But yeah, if you're not going to be here, I'm going to have to.
Gotcha.
Because I'm not coming back after the 23rd.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't not.
No offense, but I like you, but I'm not coming back for
He
you.
likes it something a little more.
Yeah, honestly.
So it's I'll leave for,
Okay.
I,
I thought our last one was really good.
No, it's like, it's a third. It's like,
I didn't know.
But anyway, the block exam review can be bonus points if we turn this.
yeah, we could probably use it for bonus since it's going to be different.
Okay, good.
You know, that the block exam, here's, I keep reiterating this. I keep trying to make this point. You guys need to do really good on this test.
There's test for block
Okay.
exam. I mean, both, but like I didn't know like what's the
Well, yeah, but the block exam's not going to have, I mean, it's not going to carry that much. But the block exam, okay, is going to be, it's going to have more stuff on it. It's going to have stuff from Unit 9 on there also. You see what I'm saying? And you guys had a heck of a time with Unit 9.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would do everything in my power to get my grade with this test pretty strong. That way the block exam is not going to kill me that much, right? I mean, that just makes common sense. And like I said, I'm just going to take 30 problems straight from that. That's why I'm not taking a grade on the review. Okay, said that. How many problems did I say I was going to take?
30. Yeah, I didn't hear you at first. Maybe I heard you, I just like got this thing. It's wrong.
So you just proved my point for me.
What? I just proved it twice. My bad. Can't help it.
You don't, that's such a cop-out, DJ. I can't help it. Really?